We are completely on the road to absorb Pisces and Esh. See, this is it, y'all. This is how the Hissho do religious style. Like, I was honestly a little bit worried we were gonna get stuck deep in military on the Sophons, but it looks like we're just gonna take them over with culture because we like that. Everybody join the flock of the Great Sun. Let's get good. Welcome back. This is Endless Space 2 Supremacy, and we are playing as the Hissho, but we are not a militaristic Hissho this time. We are the flock of the Great Sun. Our goal is to spread our wondrous Hissho religion throughout the entire galaxy. So in the last episode, we did manage to get the Sisters of Mercy right here on Guyana. They've been assimilated now. We were gearing up to go to war with the Sophons, but I'm honestly considering peace. Primarily for the fact that we are focusing on cultural expansion, and if we can make peace with the Sophons, we may be able to engulf their systems in our culture and take them over passively like that, which would benefit us because we wouldn't be building a ton of military ships. I guess we'll see how that all goes, though. Because the reality is this, right? We're pumping in a ton of dust right now. Just ridiculous quantities of dust. So if we get all these systems developed and they want to start trouble and we can afford to basically print fleets, then I'm not worried about it. But if we can't do that, if we are forced to rely on peace to survive, I think we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. So we're not going to do that. Actually, this is tense, guys. This is very tense. I think what I'm going to do is send these guys down here to deal with these pirates. And then once we have the pirates down there handled, we'll make a decision on what we want to do with the Sophon. Alrighty then. What do we got going on here? Aldebaran is making the Pulvis production. I'm gonna move Itter up. Nah. We're gonna have National Museum in 2 turns. Itter can wait just ever so slightly longer. Where are we on science? Okay, so we're researching our way up to Citadel blueprints. That does mean that we got the exploration blueprint, or exploration behemoth technologies right here, the basic ones. We don't have enough behemoths to actually build an exploration behemoth, though. We're at a maximum of 2. We need 1 more behemoth tech to unlock additional behemoths. So what I'm gonna do is actually put... Well, I mean, this will be done in 5 turns. Let's do that. Let's start with that. I'm gonna throw some other behemoth techs in, though, just to make sure we have some in queue, because the reality is we want to unlock as many of these guys as we can, as quickly as we can. So we're going to be looking for lower tier behemoth things like these. That'll help us stack more economic behemoths and hopefully some good science ones to get some nice stuff off of things like this. Ooh, that's an influence one. So I would imagine that the influence one generates even greater influence with the exploration behemoth, but I'm not sure. Okay, send a fleet to the quest marker. That's down there. Actually, I guess we could send them down there to go do that quest. Let's do that. Lifting the population. We should actually get that auto-completed, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure. And reach 95 Keii. That one's going to be kind of tough. We'll probably have to wait till an observance to do that, just because we're not realistically going to defeat all these combat ships. We don't really have combat fleets up and ready. We had one, but it's gone now. Yeah, we had a combat fleet, guys. We'll probably build another one out just for defense very soon anyway, so it'll be fine. Right now, the only thing we're figuring out is we've got this Peregrine right here. We can scan stuff with him, but there's nothing really waiting to be... Ah, there is stuff waiting to be scanned. Go back to Aldebaran. We have things to scan on Aldebaran. You can head that way. Alright, ending the turn. Let's go. What does the flock of the Great Sun do next? In 10 turns, own the system producing the most food in the galaxy. That actually shouldn't be too hard for us. We should be able to do that fairly easily, especially if we buy intensive cultivation right there. Yeah, we should very, very easily be able to be the system generating the most food. I am going to go look at our techs here real quick, because we're also way shy on colonization techs. And there are some colonization techs we could use, for example, ice and lava colonies. Let's see what other uninhabitable systems we have. Lava would open up that system greatly. And over here, we've got a gas cloud that we're not super stoked about. Ash is colonizable, so we should actually colonize that relatively soon, but it does have long seasons, so maybe we wait a second. And then desert would be nice. So let's go look at our colonization techs and see what we have to do to get the ones we want. Okay, desert is up here. That's a little further back than I'd like to go necessarily. Ice is right here and we're already on our way to it, so we'll just go ahead and add that to queue. That's 14 turns out. If we move it to the front, it'll be done in 3. We may prioritize some of these colonization techs over our actual behemoth techs, but this one right here is probably going to be the one, because we have so many lava planets waiting to go, and lava planets produce tons of production, which is really good, and this will give us AI labor and the ability to do public printing. So we're going to go with that one first, and we move that to the very front of our queue. Eukaryotic sap. Alright, so now we get the speed booster. Yes, yes, yes. That's actually really, really nice. And we are working on our military techs. Wait, I thought we moved that to the front. Did we just move it to the front in front of the behemoths? Yeah, that's what we did. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna move it right there, though, because we want it sooner rather than later. Our home system is producing a ton of food, so if we can colonize all the planets here, then we can turn this into a total system that's based just around cycling population when we get our good observances, which is ideally what we want to do. Okay, you guys are still under observance there. How about here? Yes. Actually, this is a good time to start using the system map a little bit. Or not the system map, but the system management screen a little bit. Let's see. I'm curious whether you can see the observances there. Okay, so I can see Diligence Ritual here, but I don't think we can see it on System Management. Yeah, I'm clicking on various things just to test that theory out, guys. Don't mind me. Nope. It does not look like we can see it on System Management, which is unfortunate because it would honestly be kind of helpful. Actually, no, we can see that. -2 from Diligence Ritual. How in the hell is it -2 dust from Diligence Ritual? How can Diligence Ritual give you minus dust? I'm so confused by that. Like, does it actually increase negative dust too? Is that intended or is that a bug? If you guys are watching and you know whether that's a bug, let me know in the comments, because we may need to report that one. That seems a little off to me. Because, like, right here, yeah, Diligence Ritual's generating 81, Diligence Ritual's generating 251. Okay, so we can see it from there at the very least. Looks like everybody's producing things just fine. Once we get lavas, we're really, really going to be able to expand out here. Oh, this system has a spaceport. Hey, that's a nice little thing. I've never actually noticed that. Right now, we're dutiful, which is not where we really want to be. And as you can see, we've already expanded past our limit. It just doesn't really matter at all because our people are happy based on Keii, not based on any sort of limit or population mechanic, which is great. That's actually why I wanted to try these guys as religious, is because we don't have to care about any of that. Like, we just need to keep our Keii up and we'll be fine. Okay. Veneration or Vilification solo quest started. Have 4 planets with only Hissho Major population, and that'll get us an energy enhancer, which is actually really, really good. Or we can get the Roost Guard shield, which is not as good, but this is religious. I'm gonna go for this, just because energy enhancer is gonna pay off a lot if we end up being forced into combat.
Will not tolerate this.
Okay. How did we aggressively expand into Empire space here? That's something I'm curious about, because I don't see the Empire anywhere around us. That all kind of sounds like bullcrap to me. Alright, let's go ahead and get that for a little more production. And what you gonna do when they come? Okay, this guy gets a level up. Let's see. We gonna kill them when they come for us. That's what we're gonna do. We can go here for production and food, or we can go here for more influence. I'm gonna go for the influence, just because I feel like the 1 production and 1 food per population isn't really that worth it. Although, hold on, before we spend that, I wanna go look at this. Our influence generation is kind of off the hook right now, realistically. We abolish that law and we decide to pass something else, like gods and monsters here. What does that do to our influence? Our influence is still off the hook, so no, we're not gonna put that level into influence for him. We'll go with the small boost to production and food because that's still gonna be more efficient when we don't have influence issues. Okay. So that's excellent. Intensive cultivation just finished, so now we're on to intergalactic technologies. The system map thing is still not as convenient as I'd like it to be for checking our diligence ritual. It's probably easier to just cycle through these like this. Okay, everybody looks good. Everybody's producing the things. Yes, they are. Wave the Obsidian Eagle is active on them and will be done in one turn, at which point we'll put it on potentially Aldebaran. Although maybe not, because Aldebaran is basically done. We'll put it on this one. It'll go on Folks Died Here or Kerr, one of the two. No, it's gonna go on Folks Died Here. Or maybe it'll go on Guyana. Guyana's another good place for us to put that, just because it'll help them build through all their stuff. However, we are at a point with Guyana where we can also just do this. Put all that money in there. You know what just occurred to me, too? We don't have this planet yet, which has deciduous trees, so that's kind of silly, so we'll just buy that out. And what else can we do while we're out here? I love that these both came with industrial zones. That's actually really, really nice. So I was thinking, we could come over here, and I wonder if the whole point of the Ancestral Reverence with Hatched at Home is that if you stack the behemoths, the econ behemoths on your home system, and then you do Ancestral Reverence, I wonder if that's the idea, is that you stack those and then do Ancestral Reverence, and it makes it so you can have Hatched at Home for, like, ever, because that would be great. And that's definitely something we'll probably take a look at doing. Wow, we're down to 4 dust. We really, really spent dust this turn. Like, a lot of dust. Which means we probably won't have the dust to upgrade these just yet, but we can do that next turn, which is fine. We're gonna upgrade our ground troops so that if we do need to start invading people, that's a thing we can do. And end the turn. I don't know if we actually built... I can't remember if we built ships that had siege modules yet, but if we haven't, we will. Because that's gonna become very important in the near future. Cats, please. Why y'all gotta be fighting? Alright. Energy enhancers. See, this is why we are the flock of the great sun. Birds are cool. They get it. They all together. They stand together. The cats over here fighting, man. They can't relax. There's no chilling cats. That's why there's no samurai space cats, y'all. Okay, but samurai space cats would be cool. Amplitude. Come on, man. Where's our space cats? Give us some space cats. For real, though, that would be awesome. Okay, so we got the energy enhancer and 5 Keii. Let's go ahead and pop Way of the Obsidian Eagle. We'll put it on Guyana here, because they have a ton of things to produce that we're getting caught up on. Hissho population is increasing. Everybody's building National Museum, which is great, because that'll be a huge, huge influence increase for us. Which is going to be very important if we're going to be more diplomatic. And I would still like to potentially seek peace with these guys. If we get peace with these guys, I actually wouldn't mind allying with them, just because they're so ahead on science. They would be useful allies to have in that regard, but it doesn't look like they're very inclined, which is fine. They're not very inclined, we don't have to be very inclined. I guess it's military all the way for that. I mean, you can already see, look at this, we're already impacting their culture. Like, there's really no way for them to survive the cultural takeover at this point. So maybe not. Maybe we don't declare war, but we will need a force to defend ourselves for sure. Send an expedition to the indicated curiosity on Azalis 4. Dust deposits of this magnitude may have attracted salvage gangs, so it might be best to be ready for a fight. I don't suppose any of you actually has a probe. Nope. That was too much to ask for. Okay. You, my friend, are going to probe this, and then you're going to probe this. And then you're going to go all the way down there to do that quest. Go. 7 turns to get you down there. You are slower than death. Is there a way to speed that up? No, there's not. Maybe. We could speed it up by 1 point with that, but that seems sort of wasteful, honestly. Okay. Let's take a look at the holes that we have available. We still do not have a new behemoth available yet. That's unfortunate, but okay. I might take that Kestrel out of queue just because we're going to be building new Kestrels here soon, and we do need a Diligence Ritual here. So we're going to Diligence Ritual here. And then we'll come over to the next system and see where they're at. They could use a diligence ritual as well, so that's fine. We'll put that in queue. Jump over to our next system. Y'all ready for yours? Yes, you are. Here's another diligence ritual going up. And then these guys are very, very light on population, but that's okay. We're going to put another diligence ritual in queue there. And Miners Union as well. And with our 2K dust, we're going to go in and modify our ground troops real quick, because we don't want to be using a ton of troops. We'd rather be like 90% in tanks, and in all honesty, I'm going to do those 2 upgrades as well so that we can increase the power of those troops. Mainly so that if we get to the point where we're invading stuff, we can get around conscription somewhat, because conscription to me is like honestly one of the worst mechanics in this game. It's the one thing that I always find myself frustrated with, because you can't really overwhelmingly force a system from the way I understand it. As long as they have one population, they will successfully hold out. Which is also silly, because you basically end up killing the entire population of any system that you want to capture just to capture it. Which it's like, okay, then why do you even have bombing options where you can avoid killing population? Because it's not going to do anything anyway, they're just going to conscript until everybody's dead. So that is a little bit weird to me, and I don't feel like that's necessarily a great design choice for that particular mechanic. That doesn't mean, and I'm not, don't by any regard think I'm naysaying the design choices of the devs. I'm sure they tried multiple things like that, and that was just the thing that worked best, but as with other things, sometimes a little additional tuning may be needed. We're gonna move those up in queue. I know I keep pushing the Behemoth techs back, guys, but the reality is, if we are getting this close to potentially having a turf war with the Sophons, I want to get some more military tech done. I don't want to be militaristic here, but we have to be able to defend ourselves if they come for us. And with us moving in on their culture like this, there's a pretty good chance they're going to come for us. I mean, if you were the Sophons, would you just sit here and let us take apart your systems with influence? We converting everybody to the Flock of the Great Sun. Even people without feathers are joining the Flock of the Great Sun. It's okay though, because when they join, we make them little feather headdresses so that they can feel like one of the team. Don't mind that we give them all the bad jobs, like scooping up all the bird crap, but we give them a headdress. They are one of the team, guys. Feathers like the rest of us. Alright, AI labor is unlocked, as is colonized lava. Let's go over here, and what do we got? Let's put this in queue now. Actually, we have enough dust, I may just buy that. Nah, we'll give it a turn doing that. That's actually better than buying it. Let's see, what can you do, Gienna? You're all good too. Honestly, most of our systems look fairly developed now, which is great, because this is what we want. We want them to be really, really developed, because it'll make things a lot easier for us overall. Ooh, that's actually kind of nice for if we're trying to do the, influence expansion to take over the galaxy thing. That's pretty nice. Yes, you can colonize both of those, please. Yeah, you can finish National Museum first, though, since we're influence engulfing this place, and we want to make sure we get it. We should potentially start producing more military units soon, though, so I think what I'm going to do is get this system to a place where it can, you know, finish off all those things and start building military. That's what we're going to do. In the meantime, doesn't hurt to have AI labor here. We should be putting AI labor in queue everywhere now that we have it. Except it's not an option here, and I don't know why. It may be because we're shy on resources. What does AI labor require? No. So for whatever reason, we can't build AI labor here unless it's already here. Hey. No, it's not there, so I don't know. Can't build it here yet either. Does it require a hot planet? It doesn't require a hot planet, but it requires a hot or sterile. I wonder if we have neither of those here. No, we have a hot sterile, but it's not colonized. Another... Oh, so that's nifty. Good job, Amplitude. That actually makes me really happy, guys. So do you see what's happening here? Because we don't have a hot or a sterile planet actually colonized here, we don't even see the option to build that. Now, I bet you once we buy that out, next turn we'll come back in here and it'll be in here. That would be really great, actually. Amplitude devs, I love you guys if you did that, because I'm always like one of those people that tries to figure out exactly how many points I'm gonna get from this improvement. And that would be 0 in that case, so now I don't even gotta think about it. Y'all took care of it for me, so thank you. Oh, goody. The Sophon's not happy with us, y'all. They wanna brawl. They not in a good mood. Yeah, we'll do 55% hull plating to reduce the projectile damage, and we'll send these out. The reasons they're not happy right now is because we got this guy. Heh, big old sword. Do it. We should actually consider buying military units off of the market, too. Major defeat, that's okay. Just so y'all know, we were mainly here for a quest. That's all we were here for. We just happened to be in a place where you were building an outpost. Let's see. You're good. Hissho population increases. And folks died here is all done with all the things, right? Nope, they need AI labor now. Yeah, that became available as soon as we colonized the hot sterile, which is great. This is unfortunate. I would like to be able to do the industry improvement there. Or honestly, we'd like fealty foundations, but we just don't have the key for that. Kinetic enhances. Not great. The siege module we got is great, though. That's something we want. Now, the thing I'm curious about is, do these techs right here, the flexible behemoth techs, count as behemoth techs that will unlock new behemoths being available? I don't think they do, but we're gonna find out here. If we get that tech and we have access to another behemoth, that means they count, in which case those techs are incredibly useful. Because they don't take nearly as long to research as the actual behemoth techs do. Alright, so Kerr's doing things, that's all good. I guess we could buy some ships. Let's go to the market and look at what ships are available for purchase. Wowie, wow, look at those guys. They are 3 CP ships, though, and we have how much CP? 6, probably? Well, that's not going to tell us. This will, though. We have 7 CP per fleet, so what we could do is get 2 of these stations and a 1 CP ship, like the shuttle. That seems alright. Or we could... Let's sort by CP, first of all, because that's actually the most relevant thing for us. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna buy a station, and another station, and a shuttle. Oh, we can't afford another shuttle. That's okay. And I'm guessing that just deposited them right here? Yes? Yes, it did. Alright, you two are going to merge, and then we'll give you a 1 CP. Actually, you know what we should do? Let's go for this technology right here, agri-drugs. I'm gonna move that to the front of our queue, though, like very, very front. Reason why is because we're gonna be able to use that to build a bunch of speed-boosting small ships that are 1 CP ships, and that's like my favorite technique for getting people around the galaxy. I believe that a lot of people refer to them as taxi ships, essentially. You just put a ton of speed-boosting modules on them, and then fleet them up at 1 CP each with whoever you need to get around the galaxy. Alright, ending the turn. 2 turns away from ITER, guys. We get ITER, that's a big, big thing for us. That means a lot more science, which should help us out because Hissho struggled with science early on. Okay, Yana looks all good. This is incredible. We're like building through every one of our systems. Yeah, we could have more systems, and that would definitely influence how quickly we build through them. But at the same time, we're about to get Esh. Look at that expansion right there. We're about to get Esh without even trying. In fact, I'm kind of tempted to go back in here and be like, what can we do to get even more influence? Like Culture Center. Culture Center would be really, really good. And colonial rights would increase system improvement Keii plus 10% influence conversion cost of your systems per turn. Per system level. Oh, that actually makes our systems harder to convert. I thought that helped. I was looking at that as something that would help us convert them. Okay, that's what we need. We need cultural flexibility. So the Citadel blueprint is actually incredibly valuable for us there, as are these. Okay, that's fine. We're on the right path. We are on the right path. But agri-drugs is 2 turns out. So I am actually kind of tempted to just take these guys down a bit. Nah, we'll wait. We'll wait. That speed boosting ship is going to make a big, big difference. We're going to stop blockading that system because we don't want to start crap with them. We're not there to fight. We're just there for a silly quest. Okay, come on, religion. Come on, we got this. Religion, religion, religion. We're a dictatorship, so it's fine. We don't really have to worry about it. But I am curious about how, like, I should have paid better attention to the votes breakdown, because I'm curious about how hard it's going to be to maintain that once we switch over. It really shouldn't be that bad, though. Oh, our combat hero is back. And we're not going to put him on that fleet that's about to get wrecked. What we will do, though, is put him on this fleet. Can we can't modify these at all. That's okay. Yep, that fleet can just retreat. That's fine. We don't need that knife to stay there. Oh, they got destroyed. Whatever. That was one of those free ships that we got when we converted the Pilgrims, so it's all good. We're not worried about that too much at all. Itter will be done in one turn, y'all. Oh, it's Sun God Ritual time. Okay, once Itter and the Miners Union, or actually, once Itter finishes, we'll put Sun God's Ritual in. Everybody's doing Sun God Ritual right now. Like, that's a thing. Yes, Sun God Ritual. Yes, Sun God Ritual. And very, very yes, Sun God Ritual. While we're at it here, we'll actually buy that out. And we can put, perhaps, Ancestral Reverence in queue there. But perhaps Public 3D Printing instead. I'm gonna do Ancestral Reverence there, and then I'm gonna set the other systems up so that they can do Ancestral Reverence relatively soon as well. And then we will, once Ancestral Reverence falls into the queue, we will go ahead and, actually, let's buy that out. And then. Okay, so next turn Ancestral Reverence would be in queue there. Basically, it's looking like next turn Ancestral Reverence is going to be in queue pretty much everywhere. At which point we will switch on Hatched at Home and see how much value we can actually get out of all that here. Yeah, that's fine. Ancestral Reverence is going to be triggered on everything but that system very, very soon. Also, this observance is our chance to get to that 95 Keii for our faction quest. Look at that. That's beautiful, folks. Just gained a bunch of Keii. In the system, Aldebaran produce at least... Yeah, that's more likely. We'll do Save the Inhabitants, because that's just way more likely for us. Good is set to complete the quest in 2 turns. Congratulations! You have achieved the legendary deed. Other empires can no longer hope to obtain it. Sweet! We got Itter. So they don't have a chance to get that anymore. Hey, I want to see his skills. Can I see his skills? Thank you. Shield capacity is decent. Fleet health's probably better overall. I'm gonna go fleet health here. Or... that's experience and vision range. It's sad he doesn't have a movement ability. We'll go fleet health. And is his ship up to snuff too? Let's actually go take a look at that. No, his ship is old and outdated. Time to update, bud. Okay, so we're gonna give him one of those, which will kick him up to 6. We're not actually gonna put another engine on after that. The only reason we were doing multiple engines earlier is because we had different stuff going on. Oh my god. Alright. So there's a good engine, there's a good beam increaser, that's basically our core kit for most of our damage-dealing ships, and that's what he's gonna be now, is one of our big damage dealers. We'll give him a couple of phased beams, 1 projectile weapon just for flak for the fleet, and then 1 sync laser. Gives him a pretty good damage profile. Like, he's not great at long, but anything closer than that and he's gonna do a significant amount of damage. I like it. That's good. You know, somebody was saying it would be nice if the hero ships upgraded as your tech level went up or something. And now that I look at it, that actually would be kind of a cool thing. I wonder if that's something they looked at. Because that would be a really interesting thing. Because it feels weird to see these guys in, like, these garbage old ships that you've had since the beginning of the game. But I mean, it's not terrible. It is what it is. Patriot Pill Plant and the Owl upgrade is done. Oh yes, folks. Oh yes. That is exactly what we want. We should actually get some Patriot Pill Plants built, though. Mainly because we will be needing manpower very soon. And those are great for manpower generation. Yeah. We'll just buy one of them per turn, because I'd rather have Ancestral Reverence running on everything, so that we can then do this. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the boost right here. The reason we're doing the boost right there is because that production boost will help us push through anything else we want to get built here. and we are at the point where anything that comes up that we can build there, we're going to want to build there. But we don't actually have... Well, we'll just use it to pump out military ships then. We're actually at a point where that's feasible. We have a ton of Hyperium, which is excellent. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Kestrel. We're going to make a speed booster ship real quick. So let's strip out every slot to start with, and then we'll go with only the slots that we need to fill. So we definitely need a shield, considering that laser weapons are the most prominent. Typically, then we are going to put on boosters wherever we can, and we are left to debate whether we want another shield for projectiles, which I'm going to go with, just because I find when you don't do this, these ships die every combat. And then we are left with 2 weapon slots and an additional support slot. In that additional support slot, we could put another speed booster. That's actually not a bad idea. That's 4 additional speed for one of these ships. I think that's okay. We'll go with that. And then we're going to give it a beam and a projectile, so it's got some flak. Excellent. Okay, so the Kestrel has been upgraded, and we have just run out of time, but that's okay. We're going to put a Kestrel in queue and see how much it costs us to buy that out. Whew, 1.1k. That is not a cheap Kestrel, y'all. That is not a cheap Kestrel. Very soon, though, very, very soon, we are going to know for a fact whether or not we are able to get a Behemoth off of these techs. 3 turns from now, we'll know that. We did make a little bit of progress, though. Everything is growing nicely, and we are completely on the road to absorb Pisces and Esh. See, this is it, y'all. This is how the Hissho do religious style. Like, I was honestly a little bit worried we were going to get stuck deep in military on the Sophons, but it looks like we're just going to take them over with culture because we like that. Everybody join the flock of the Great Sun. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, click that like button. If you want to see more, click subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, @GamerUnderDev. Keep gaming responsibly, and I will see you next time. Bye!